Hello everyone and welcome to this full tutorial and guide on how to list items over on Etsy. So Etsy is an online marketplace primarily for crafts, handmade items, both digital and physical. But what you would want to do is go to the Etsy main website here and sign up and log in with either your Gmail account or an email address, whatever you want to do. And then once you've done that, you will want to start or open an Etsy store. And as you can see, there is a shop manager up here once you do so. And when you do that, it's going to automatically make you list an item. So it's going to make you list your first item in order to open your Etsy shop. So what you want to do, if you've already listed it, but you kind of want a refresher, what you'll want to do is you'll want to go to your shop manager. And then once you are here under your shop manager, you want to go over to the left and you want to go to listings. Now under listings here, we're going to see all of our current active or deactivated listings. In the upper right-hand corner, we're going to see a button that says Add Listing. If we go to Add Listing, this is exactly what you are going to see if you were trying to open an Etsy shop to list your first item. And I'm going to walk you through each and every one of the steps that you'll need to make sure that you list your item to the best of its possible capability. So what you're going to want to do first is photos. At the end of the day, this is the cover to your book. This is going to be what makes people click. And so I highly encourage you to upload multiple photos, high quality photos, and just follow all of the information over here on the left as far as, what will work and what will not. Now, in order to add a photo, what you'll want to do is you want to go to Add Photo, which is the button here, click on that. And as you can see, I should be able to go here and find the item that I want. So let's say it's a digital item. I found the item that I want, and I want to go ahead and just double click on that to go ahead. And as you can see, that image has now been added. Now, once the image is added, you can edit by clicking the pencil icon. You can crop the photo by clicking the crop option here, and you can drag this to be whatever you want it to be. Or you can even crop to specific dimensions by just clicking on them at the very bottom. So again, you can crop the image by doing that there. And then if you have done the wrong image or it's not what you thought it might be, you can select the trash can here and it will automatically delete that item. So now I'm going to go back in here and I am just going to select an image. Now, this is going to be the thumbnail image. Now, what is a thumbnail image? It's going to be that image that shows up in search results when people are searching to find your product. Now, as you can see right here where it says thumbnail, the first image or the primary image that you upload is going to automatically be your thumbnail. As you can see here, if I go to adjust thumbnail, I can zoom in or out of the image. And as it says here with the yellow circle, listings look best with photos at least 2,000 pixels wide. So basically what it's saying there is that to optimize your thumbnail to look the best possible way that it can, you will need an image that is at least 2,000 pixels wide. And as you can see, my thumbnail's actually cut off at the very top and at the bottom. So if I was doing this, I would go into Photoshop or wherever I'm editing my photos, and I would, make that, to where it's not cut off at the top or the bottom. Now, if you want to add other or multiple photos, what you'll want to do is go again up here to the Add Photo button and select the photos that you want to add. Now, again, you can add JPEGs or PNGs. Those are the two most common, the two most ones that I would recommend that you do. And if you want to add multiple images at once, you can just click the image here and then Control or Command on a Mac, and this will allow you to select multiple images at once, and then you just double click on them or just click on Open, and that will automatically upload those images to your listing. So as you can see here, I have a whole bunch of images here. Now, one of the cool things that you can see is they're going to give you tips over on the left-hand side for every part of this process. Next is going to be video. Hopefully you're seeing a theme here. When it comes to these online marketplaces now, used to be only images, but now I highly recommend a video. If you really want to do it the right way, you would upload a video, at least 1080p or higher in quality, and don't make the video long and drawn out, especially if you're just doing a product showcase. Anywhere from, like it says, 5 to maybe 15 or 30 seconds would be great. And as you can see, the max file size for that video is going to be 100 megs, which is not very much. So make sure that you do keep it very condensed and short. You would just click on here where it says add video. And then what you would do is you would just go here, you would find a video, and once you find that video, click open, and it will begin to upload said video. Next is going to be our listing details. details. This is where the nitty-gritty happens. This is where you put in your title, category, and description. So first thing here in the first text box is going to be our title. And as it says, you want to include keywords that buyers would use to search for your item. So let's say I'm selling a customized necklace for Mother's Day. Obviously, this is a very poor title. You want to compose your title in a way that's going to help it. So use all of the SEO tricks that you see out there. Just, Google or YouTube SEO tricks for Etsy or whatever it may be. And you want to title the item to where it's going to show up in search results, obviously. And then about this listing, I'm going to go through each of these drop downs. Who made it? I did. Or it can be a member of your shop or another person or company. What is it? It's either a finished product or it's a supply or tool to make other things or products. I'm going to go to a finished product. And then when did you make it? This one's quite interesting. Vintage is actually before 2004. Recently is obviously 04 to 09, 2010 to 2019, or 2020 to 2023. All of these things can be adjusted and changed later, but we're going to make it recently, but obviously make it applicable to your listing and item. And the next is going to be category. This one's very easy. All you would do here is you would type in like necklace here, and then once you do so, it'll basically bring up the different groups or categories that you can put this in. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and make this a customizable or monogram necklace here. So I'm going to go ahead and click that category there. And then obviously you can see materials down below. All of these things that say optional obviously are optional, so you don't have to do them. But the more detail that you put into your listing, the better. Under category, you're going to see a star symbol here. Right next to title, right next to about listing, you'll see the star symbol. This means it is mandatory. You have to do it. But all of these optional things here are not. So you would go through here and you would select maybe the things that it's made out of. If it has a gemstone, you can have the drop-down menu here and you would select that. And as you can probably tell, these options here, the optional settings or descriptive terms and things will be different per the item that you're trying to list. If you are trying to list a different type of item, like a crochet pattern or a digital PDF, you're obviously going to see different indicators here that you can show to your prospective buyer. But go through these and choose the different options that are applicable to the item. And I'm not going to go through all of them now, but you can kind of see which ones you would want and not want to use. Down below here, you'll see closure, chain style. Again, all of these things are going to be only applicable to certain items. So go through and select the ones that work for you. And then what you'll want to do is go down to where you see renewal options. Now, this is about the listing itself. An initial listing for 30 days or for a month on Etsy is 20 cents per listing. Okay, so you got to understand that as well. You can have this automatically renew by selecting automatic, or you can go to manual and basically every time 30 days are up, it will automatically roll off and you will have to manually go back into your expired listings and relist it yourself. So if you're worried about it not selling and you getting charged for something you don't want to do, then select manual. If you don't want to worry about it and you know it's going to sell, maybe click automatic. Next is going to be type. We have two different types, physical or digital. Obviously, a necklace is a physical item. Digital would be like what I sell. I sell different designs and things for teachers and people trying to grow their online business, PDFs, things like that. These are going to be digital. Obviously, digital things can be downloaded immediately on the computer or wherever they're on, and physical is going to be something that you have to ship out, okay? So select whatever that is for yours and then put a description here. As with everything here in your listing, you want it to be as descriptive as possible. You want them to basically be able to feel and smell and touch what they're about to purchase. And that's, again, just good sales tactics. So go ahead and type in the description of your choice here. Once you have typed in your description, you want to scroll down to where you see some other things like tags, section, production partners, and materials. Again, some of these things, the majority of them are going to be optional. Right here where it says tags, I would recommend you do this. You can add 13 of them, and you can go in here and type what it would be. So if it's a necklace, type that. As you can see, I'll type in necklace here and jewelry and just separate them with commas, and you can add, again, up to 13 of those specific tags. Next, if we go down to inventory and pricing, this is very important. What is the price of this item? So how much do you want this item to sell for? We will say $20. How many of them do you have in inventory? Maybe I only have 10. this is very self-explanatory. You put your list price here, you put your quantity here as far as how many of them you have to sell. And the last thing I like to put this is a SKU or SKU, however you want to pronounce it. This is basically an identifier for you to know your different items. If you're putting those in a spreadsheet somewhere else, if you know you're going to have a ton of items, I would highly recommend that you get some sort of system like item-1, item-2, however you want to do it, and put that identifier or SKU number there. Next is going to be variations. This would only be if you have like the same necklace in a different color, or you're selling clothing items and it's in a different color or size. You can click on Add Variations here and click the drop-down menu, and you can see there are a ton of different variations. So if it's going to be primary color, select that there. Then what you would do is you would add a primary color, like it's going to be a blue one, and then you could add another variation, another primary color or a secondary color, and you can add a secondary color here. You could add as many of these as you want. So if you're offering, say, blue and gold, you can see I can add as many of the primary color variations as I want. Once I've done that, I click Save and Continue, and as you can see right here, the variations have been added. I can unselect or deselect those to make them visible or invisible. And if you want to have separate photos for those variations, you can go to Link Photos here, choose a variation right here, choose the one you want, and then just select a photo that is, applicable to that specific variation. Next is going to be personalization. Collect personalized information for this listing. A lot of handmade stuff will have personalizations options. So you just turn that on by the little checkbox here. And it says instructions for buyers. Enter the personalization instructions you want buyers to see. So basically, you would give them instructions of, make sure you provide me with the correct spelling of the name or the exact color you want or the exact design you want. You get the point, right? And then over here, what the buyer will see when you begin to type over here, it'll actually show you what the buyer will see over on the right-hand side. I'm going to uncheck that just for the purposes of this video. Next, as we're getting close to the end of the listing here, is shipping. Now, if you are a digital products person, if you're only selling digital products, unfortunately, you still have to do this. Obviously, for me, when I sell my digital products, shipping is free because they just click on the download or go to my templates and they download them and it's free. There's nothing for me to do, right? So you could select digital products there, and right here, you would still need to have that as an option. But if you go to right here where it says enter custom shipping options, you can go here and select shipping options. You want to calculate them for me as far as Etsy, or you want to enter the prices manually. So as you can see, if you're selling just to the US or whatever country of origin that you're from, you can select that country here and then go to your zip code, which would be what your zip code is, and then the processing time. So how long is it going to take you to get this product out, right? So let's say 1 to 3 business days. And then standard shipping, you go through, you select how you want to ship it, first class, or do you want to have it to be free shipping, or do you want it to be fixed price? So for one item, let's say it's going to be $5, and every additional item, it's going to be $1.50. Again, all of this is going to vary. You need to weigh your item. You need to figure out how much it's going to cost you for your boxes and your packaging material. All of that goes into play here. And then as you can see, you can add other options if you are offering international, and you can even add another location by clicking add another location and then going over the same process once again. Now, what I like to do is create one of these as like a template, and then on your next listing, you won't have to do it unless it's a completely different, item or type of item, right? So understand that as well. Tariff numbers will only come into play if you are shipping or dealing with international or certain countries. And as you can see here, where you have item weight and item size, if you want Etsy to calculate the shipping for you, you just weigh your item, measure your item, put in the dimensions here, and you're good to go. Etsy will do everything for you as long as you've typed in your origin country and origin address as it should be. Now, returns and exchanges. As you can see here, you can add a simple policy by just going and clicking Add Simple Policy. And as you can see here, we have a policy there. And once you've gone over that and you've done everything from the photo all the way down to your policies here in shipping, you can see we can either preview, we can save as a draft, or we can publish. If everything is the way that it should be, you can click Publish, which is this black button here, and you're good to go. Your item is there and you can go and edit it. Once the item is published, if we go to listings here, I'm going to leave this page here. If we go to listings, you should see your item under listings, under the shop manager, right here as you see my listing here. I can click on the listing and I can go here and edit at any time. I can add a video, I can change the title, I can change the descriptions, I can do everything. Pricing, all of that stuff can be changed at any time under listings right here. And if I wanted to, I could even go and delete that. I can click the little guy here and I can view it on Etsy. So I can view the product right here. I can view what the product listing looks like. I can even go here and copy, deactivate, renew. It goes back to pricing if you want it to auto renew or not, or you can even delete that listing altogether. I hope that this was helpful for you. I'm going to have timestamps down below for you to jump back and forth. If you've missed something or if I've gone a little too fast for you, please let me know in the comment section if you have any questions about how to do any of this. And as always, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys in the next video.